Mark Rathmell, Experimental Maximalism. Mark Rathmell is a multidisciplinary artist and musician working out of his house in Hackney, London, where he is a core member of the Tunnel Artist Collective. He is also a member of Dismembered Sound Booth, a music collective which have released several albums and EPs exploring similar ranges of themes to Mark's solo work: contemporary, abrasive, and often strangely beautiful. Raphael describes his first interest in art being sparked by a boy who lived next door to him in his hometown of Bradford, who was talented at drawing cartoons, his mum being an amateur artist. They had a drawing competition where Mark's mother was the judge, and she said that his young friend was the winner. Mark was so upset he hit her on the head with a biro pen, and from then on he carried on drawing, eventually studying at Camberwell College of Arts. Years later, after his friend had moved away, he found out his friend had studied literature at university, yet Mark carried on drawing, wanting at first to be a cartoonist like Disney or Charles Schulz. But at around the age of 12, Mark was first exposed to modern art and became obsessed with it, describing it as a world that he could escape into, a world that was an escape from the different and often quite abusive environment of his school, village and hometown. Rathmell's influences include Marlene Dumas, John Cage, Rauschenberg, Francis Bacon, Hockney, Dubuffet, Ai Weiwei, Basquiat, de Kooning, David Lynch, Brian Eno, David Shirley, and Meredith Monk, all for different reasons and in different ways. The themes in Rathmell's work include an exploration of toxic masculinity, which he describes as having an impact on him during his time in Bradford, leaving him with anger issues and post-traumatic stress disorder, and which he works through using meditation. Other recurring themes include life, death, sex, violence, human nature, as well as climate breakdown and our potential extinction. Human representation is also a recurring theme in abstracted figurative works, inspired equally by Cubism as they are by X-rays, as he searches for new forms of representation. As Rathmell modestly puts it, I'm trying to capture and filter and process and represent in new and changing ways my thoughts, experiences of life and the universe through non-literal means. I've never come close to doing this yet. His approach to materials is experimental and broad, as he uses drawing, digital tools and paint, and even film to create his works. His distinctive digital works are often created using an iPad Pro. Chance and accident are an important factor in the creation of his work, as well as timed daily work, daily mark-making exercises, etc. Mark Rathmell's work, philosophically, is comfortable exploring that void that lies underneath human consciousness and experience, and is informed by Rathmell's exploration of existentialism and Buddhist philosophy, describing it thus: "There's a half-baked hot potch of Sartre and Zen Buddhism fulminating somewhere in my mind. It winds its way into the attitude I feel when I'm making art, which probably makes my mark making a bit more loose and sometimes arbitrary or even aggressive. Perhaps when you're comfortable with the notion of the void, you become less precious about your brushstrokes." Rathmell's work has also been featured in several group and solo exhibitions in London, including a solo show at the Foundry, an important formative value which gave him his first solo show, a group show curated by Danny Pockets and Vanya Below in Fulham, as well as numerous shows created by the Tunnel Arts Collective and the Brixton Cool Town event. On the Tunnel. I've been in lots of Tunnel shows, and I probably love most Tunnel members more than my own parents. On the Brixton Cool Town event. These venues are better than galleries or live venues. They're also community centres by and for the local community. Brixton Cool Town is a big squatted unemployment benefit office on Cold Harbour Lane in Brixton. I did performances there as part of an exhibition openings once or twice. I'd like to squat a big commercial premises and turn it into a community arts centre. There are one or two similar places in Hackney Wick. Currently, Rathmell is working on a commission continuing a series he's been doing recently called Cloud Portraits, where he uses a photograph of a cloud and transforms it into a portrait, the cloud being both the canvas and materials, and a new Dismembered Sound Booth track comprised by taking samples of his friend Michael's voice, coughing and whining while he's going cold turkey, to be called Michael Going Cold Turkey. Rathmell describes Dismembered Sound Booth as by far the nicest people I've ever made music with. We just finished making an album of songs called Music for Addicts, which is on Bandcamp and YouTube. It's a third album. We've got a lot of videos on YouTube. The lyrics of songs and the title subject matter of the songs spill over into the artworks and vice versa. The themes are the same. Rathmell's art is a testament to developing a routine as an artist, developing your ideas and always continually experimenting and evolving your work. As this anecdote nicely illustrates, the time is always now to make and create. I had a friend called Warren, quite a glamorous guy who had his own business as an interior designer. He was always telling me to get off your jacksie and start a career as an artist, and I always think I'd love to. Please tell me how to do it. Then he suddenly died at 50 of a heart attack, which was a shock because he looked so fit and young compared to me. That jolted me. I've always believed in never giving in, and that one day when I had the time and freedom, I'd really throw myself into my art. But his death made me realise more than ever that you can't wait around for the ideal circumstances, and that sometimes you don't lose, you just run out of time.